guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with an absolutely massive thrift haul. This was not intended to be a week where I did an all thrift situation, but I had popped into one of my favorite little stores. It's a little bit farther away from my house, so I was in the area, so I popped in and I learned that they were having a 50% off sale that weekend. So I ended up going back first thing on Friday and I went a little crazy. I think I've got about 55 items. I will condense where I can because some of the things I picked up were like for friends. But guys, I found so many good things. In terms of pricing, all of these things are either like standard thrift store pricing or 50% off of standard thrift store pricing. There was nothing really jacked up. Maybe one or two things that were like $12.99 instead of $9.99, but nothing jacked up to like a crazy price. But before we get into this, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. That is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, like I said, we've got 55 items here, so we have so much to talk about. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. You guys should see the tower of bags I have sitting next to me. They are up to here. They are shoulder height. So we will just tackle these in order. This is a shirt. This is one of the things that I bought for a friend. This is from a brand called Sweat Tailor. I've sold a couple pieces from Sweat Tailor before. I don't think they're a very big company, but they make these like tech shirts for men. This is like, you know, a four-way stretch, sweat wicking shirt, really like tailored look. And this particular thrift store had a lot of pieces from them. I have a friend who I know likes them. I'm hoping that this fits him. I think that this might be a size up from him, but if I end up selling that, that's a black short sleeve button down shirt. If I end up selling that, that'll go for like somewhere 20 to 30 bucks. That's about what I've seen for other Sweat Tailor pieces. But if you have somebody in your life who is looking for pieces like that, check them out because you can get those pieces for a really great price. I want to say that this is like 80, 90 bucks retail and they wash and wear beautifully. I just don't think that the brand has really exploded in terms of popularity, but the quality is there. Next up, this is a label I will grab anytime I see it. That is Faherty. This is just a little lightweight cotton, pink and blue plaid shirt. Faherty retails very, very high. I think that this is over $100 retail. I will easily see somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks for this. It's a size large. I love the colors. I love this ultra lightweight plaid. But Faherty is a brand that I will pick up in the bins or in the thrift. It's something I'm very comfortable paying up for, especially if you can get your hands on their they got really famous for these flannels that are made of like a sweater material. So they're like a stretch flannel and those can go for a pretty penny. So keep your eyes out for that label. I've sold everything from men's stuff to like little baby stuff for great prices. So keep your eyes out for it. Next up, this is something that I think I might keep for myself if they fit. This is a pair of pants from a brand called Muka Concepts. Now this is a little boutique in Bali. I don't know if this is a brand that is like well known, but it is the most lightweight, semi-sheer, olive green, wide leg pants. I just kind of want to live in these. They're also, I think, a slightly cropped length and they have a little bit of like a boxer style fly to them. So retail, I did find the brand, like retail, these were somewhere like $150 or so dollars. Not quite sure what I would get on the resale market, but again, I did buy these for me. So if they fit, these will be staying with me because all I ever want in the summer is clothing that feels like air, and this feels like air. A lot of their pieces are silk blend and there's no contents tag on here. So I don't know if this is also their silk blend, but it's definitely like an ultra lightweight cotton. I mean, something even to like wear to the beach, but absolutely gorgeous. Next up, this is one of two tops from Enza Costa. This is a label I love to see. Very, very, very expensive. They are sold on Revolve. This is a longer line t-shirt. So this is something that's really gonna go along with this indie sleaze thing that is popping back into fashion. This will go well with more Y2K stuff. If you guys remember back in Y2K, we always wore these long line t-shirts. A lot of times it was us wearing something like this underneath, like a polo shirt. In fact, if I remember correctly, there was a product that was on the market that was just like a band. You would wear this band like around your waist and it would look like a longer t-shirt sticking out of your shirt. Let me know if you remember this. I guess it makes sense if you didn't like to wear a lot of layers. I mean, having too much bulk up here is a real thing, but let me know if you remember that. I vaguely remember seeing like an as seen on TV kind of commercial for it. I swear, the weird memories that pop up while I'm filming. Next up, this is just a little t-shirt from All Saints. This is a label I will pick up anytime I see it, especially if I'm able to get it inexpensively. Like this was $2.99, so I got it for $1.50, which is a great price. This is just a little tiny tee. And I will probably see somewhere between like 25 and 30 bucks on this. All Saints is crazy expensive. This was probably like $100 new. It's a US size 4, but All Saints stuff, especially their like little t-shirts, their basics, they sell very well for me because they are really beautifully made. They always use really nice cottons. I always forget that All Saints puts the name of their items on their tags, and this is called the Lulu Anna tee, so I'll be able to look this up specifically pretty easily. But yeah, it's just a t-shirt, but for $1.50, all day I'm getting that. Next up, I found this absolutely adorable little dress. This is from a brand called Flynn Sky. The first time I found Flynn Sky, the thing that kind of tipped me off was that made in the US thing. I think that they're sold at Revolve, but it's this cute little red and white polka dot bell sleeve dress with the cutout here in the middle. It's super, super cute. It's a size medium. And the last dress I had from them was a maxi, and it had a very similar silhouette, and I want to say it sold for like 70 bucks. These sell for a really great price, and with red making such a big resurgence in the next couple seasons in fashion, I have no doubt that this will sell fairly quickly as we go into summer. This is a good like transitional piece too, because it does have those long sleeves, but I'm gonna guess somewhere like 35 to 45 on this, going by my last couple Flynn Sky pieces. It's definitely a brand I've always got my eyes out for. Next up, another label I've always got my eyes out for, and this is Hatch. Now, Hatch is a high-end maternity wear brand. And when I say high-end, I mean like I've resold very like wispy pieces for like $40. I have no doubt that I'll probably sell this for about $30, $40. This is another one I got for $1.50, but it's just this little like pontel or pointel knit t-shirt. This feels very similar to like stuff I wore as a kid. I feel like I wore this kind of fabric a lot, but it's this pretty little shell pink, just basic little t-shirt. I like that the sleeves are ever so slightly puffed, ever so slightly longer than like a cap sleeve, and it's a size large. This will sell in no time flat. Everything I've ever had from Hatch sells so quickly. And I mean, they retail so high, but their fabrics are always so dreamy. And I can imagine that like when you are in the throes of pregnancy, all you want is the softest, most breathable stuff touching your skin. You know what I'm saying? So keep your eyes out for it. It is a brand to comfortably pay up for, even for something really basic like this. Next up, this little Y2K vintage top. This is from a brand called Alice and Trixie. And like, the first thing that came to my mind was Alice and Olivia, but I vaguely remember this name. Please let me know if you guys remember Alice and Trixie. This is silk, first and foremost, and it's a little like empire waist, kind of baby doll style top. It's got this like really chunky braided band here underneath the bust, and it's got these gorgeous bell sleeves. You know I'm a sucker for a bell sleeve. So I'm interested to see how this does. Like, quality on this is so nice. Like you can just like the little details of how that strap in the back that ties, it goes from this like wider piece into this more narrow piece as to not have a ton of bulk. The only hesitation I have is that I look at that print and it looks pretty similar to the Gucci jacquard, but I don't think that that'll necessarily like hold it back. But something like this, I have to do a little bit more research. I'm gonna guess somewhere maybe 30 to 40. It might be something that goes a little bit higher than that. It is in like flawless condition, and just so of that time. You could see this easily being worn over a pair of like low-rise bootcut jeans. But let me know if you are familiar with Alice and Trixie, because it is very familiar to me. And I need to do a deeper dive, but just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, a silk bell sleeve, come on. So next up, oh, I'm so excited to find this. So I'm gonna butcher this name. I've butchered this every time I've said it. It's Gudrun Sjögren. I apologize for misspelling that name. This is a fabulous Log and Look brand. Definitely a label to keep your eyes out for. They're very expensive retail. People collect them. They're known for their bold prints and their gorgeous linen, and this is no exception. It's also a size 2X, if memory serves me right. Yep, 100% linen in this navy blue with the purple polka dots. It's long sleeve. It's a little bit of a longer silhouette, as they do. I love the little bit of asymmetry with the panel on this side. It's in like fantastic condition. It does not feel like it's seen a ton of wear at all. And I will probably see somewhere between like 50 and like 75 on this. Their dresses sell for a higher price, but guys, this is a brand to comfortably pay up for, a brand to keep your eyes out for. And it's a brand that I think a lot of people who are going for, you know, these mainstream brands are gonna miss over. But if you watch me, even if you don't know the name or the label, you probably would have been stopped in your tracks by the feel of this linen. And if I can teach you nothing else, it is to lead with feel, because the amount of incredible brands that I have found by just feeling the quality in a piece is unbelievable. So keep your eyes out for it. I was so excited to find that. That is a brand I do not find a lot of at all in the thrift or in the bins. So to be able to find it in the thrift on a sale day, magic. Next up, this little 90s vintage gem. This is from a brand called Luna Tea. And this is, again, you see that made in USA down there. But the thing that stopped me in my tracks is this mesh. And this feels very much like something I would see like Lorelai Gilmore wearing in the show. This reminds me of this Cope Copine shirt that I picked up a few weeks ago. This is more similar to the stuff that Cope Copine usually makes. It's very 90s. It's like a cropped length. It's got that like elbow length sleeves. This will probably resell between $50 and $100. These kind of pieces are rare. A lot of times they are shredded because the fabric is so thin. This is like a semi-sheer mesh here, and the color is like of the era. So this has a lot going for it in terms of people looking for that 90s vintage look. So keep your eyes out for it. And the funny thing is, this is one of the pieces that was priced up. I did get this half off, but this was $8.99. I'm not gonna lie, this is an odd thing to be priced up. I'm gonna guess that this was just lumped in with maybe sweaters or something like that instead of shirts. I will try to report back once that sells. Next up, I've got a couple things for my friend in here, like the polo shirt situation was exceptional, but I do wanna call out this brand in particular. This is from a brand called Cricket. I have sold quite a few pieces from Cricket. Very, very expensive. I want to say that these are about $100. This is cotton. It's got the little chest pocket with the C logo here. I will get 35 to 40 bucks on these all day long. I've sold quite a few pieces. This is a size medium. I have sold even size smalls in this. This is one of those brands that kind of flies under the radar, but guys love. The first time I picked one up, I picked it up because it felt really nice and it sold very well and very quickly. So now it's a brand I've got my eyes out for all the time. And it's something that I would comfortably pay up for. Like this was $5. I paid $2.50 for it on the sale, but I would absolutely pay $5 for this all day long. So keep your eyes out for it. It's a great menswear brand. I'm just gonna skim through these again because this is for that same friend. This is a little Swannies tech polo in this nice like mauve color. If I am to resell this, probably somewhere around 20 bucks. I'm hoping these all fit him. We've got another one of the sweat tailor pieces. This one's like brand new with tags here, but it's got the little logo here in the front. It's got a logo across the back. Now I'm interested to see if my friend likes this because this is pretty like heavily branded. I'm wondering if this was something that was meant to be worn by people who work for the company, like maybe to be worn at like a trade show or something like that. So we'll find out. If he doesn't like it again, I can always sell it. That's always kind of my thing. If I'm out shopping and I'm picking stuff up for like my friends, that's kind of my like line in the sand. If I'm out shopping, it will pretty much always be something that if it doesn't fit them or if they don't like it, that I know I can sell, with very, very rare exceptions. But you know, again, we'll do the little try on. These two are also for him and in his size, and they're vintage polo shirts. And the big question mark that I have for these, because these are vintage, is these are big pony shirts, is that they might be too long for him specifically. He's a short king. So these big pony shirts, when they came out, were a little bit longer, I think, than regular shirts. I'm sure somebody watching can like speak a little bit more coherently about the like evolution of big pony. I know that there's a lot of people that do a lot of polo, but it's been my experience that these run a little bit longer than the standard polo shirts, but I do know he loves that 2-button placket. So we'll see. And these also might be too bold. Well, this one in particular might be too bold of a color combo, but that's size medium. This one's also a size medium and maybe a little bit more of a palatable color combo for him. This one is navy blue and red, and this one of course is purple and absolutely acid yellow green. So if I were to sell these, probably somewhere 25 to 35, but fingers crossed he likes them and fingers crossed they fit him. This is one I did not get for him, but I found it in the same section, and this is a Nike golf polo. And the reason this drew my eye is because it had this very cool like skeleton print all over it. And if there's one thing you can learn with Nike, Nike is something that is generally like squarely bread and butter in terms of resale value, unless you get some of the limited editions or like a collaboration piece. And this in particular is a collaboration piece that they did with Andre Agassi. So I've seen shirts similar to this. They had a couple different pieces that used this print, and I've seen some of them sell for pretty crazy prices. It's a size large, it's in great condition, so maybe somewhere 30 to 40 bucks on this. But keep your eyes out for those pieces. I mean, I know that there are people out there that do a lot more Nike than I do, that can speak a lot more knowledgeably on their pieces and what to look for and what not to look for. But for me, you know, as somebody who kind of dips my toes into the world of Nike, I'm looking for things that are very unusual. Like I pick them up and I'm like, that doesn't look like a Nike piece, or something that I know is a collaboration, or something that I know is vintage, of course. But I think this might be vintage and a collaboration piece, so it might be a little bit of a baby grail. But if you've ever had a real outlier Nike piece, like be it a collaboration or a limited edition or something that's super vintage, drop it down in the comments because I want to know like what gems you have found. And then finally in this bag, another little great bread and butter piece. This is Brooks Brothers linen. I don't pick up a ton of Brooks Brothers, though I know that there are people who build their entire business off of Brooks Brothers. But their linen is gorgeous. It's this nice like soft orangey red color, short sleeve button down in like flawless condition, size medium, and it is Irish linen. So anytime I see Irish linen on a tag, I'm picking it up, because people absolutely love Irish linen. It's got a very distinct feel to it, and it is something that people search for. So if you have something that is made with Irish linen specifically, make sure you are using that as a keyword in your title, in your description, because again, people absolutely positively search for it. Yeah, I'll probably see 30, 35 bucks on this. And with all things considered with this, I have no doubt that this will sell pretty dang quickly. We are squarely in the resort wear selling phase of the year. All right, next up, a brand I've always got my eyes out for, and definitely something that I'm not always on board with paying up for in the thrift store. Certain pieces, yes, certain pieces, no. This piece I probably wouldn't have paid up for if it wasn't half off, but this is from ModCloth, and it's velvet, little short sleeve, short puff sleeve. It's got a square neck. It's a size 8. That's the label you're looking for here. A lot of ModCloth pieces, if you are unfamiliar with the brand, are very like vintage inspired. And I love these kind of vintage inspired pieces. Although I will say this doesn't feel quite as vintage inspired as most pieces are. I love that little bow back. But they're more like whimsical pieces, especially if you can find something ModCloth that's in like a plus size. Those are safe bets to pay up for. Something like this, which is a little bit more basic, a little bit less in your face vintage style, probably not the best thing to spend full price on, but I'll still probably see somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks for this. Like ModCloth does have a fair amount of customer loyalty to it. And even when it's not in your face retro, this still kind of fits in with a retro wardrobe. So I have no doubt that this will still sell really well. But if this was something a little bit more like in your face, vintage or rockabilly style, easily you'd be looking at like 40 to 50 bucks. Especially if it's a design that they don't make anymore, because there are collectors. But ModCloth, Unique Vintage, Collective, if you can get your hands on any piece from Collective, which is no longer around, Sourpuss, stuff like that. All of those brands make that kind of alternative retro style clothing. And when you have something that is a very limited pool of designers that are making those pieces and a very dedicated buyer pool of people who are looking for them, that is a magic combination for resellers. So ModCloth, love it. Next up, this is one of 2 sweaters that I found from this designer, which I've never picked up before. And I didn't know the designer at all. This is from Lisa Todd. And the sad thing was there was another sweater right next to it, but it had a big hole in the back. But I just thought that this was so funky. This is like a cotton kind of textured knit, and it's got this multicolored oversized accent stitching on it. I just, again, thought that was super cool. And when I looked it up, I mean, retail price on this, I think was like $300 or $400. And on the resale market, these are going for between like $40 and like $150. I think Lisa Todd is known for like cashmere work, and this is cotton cotton. So this will probably be on that lower end, but it's a size small and in fabulous condition. I mean, how cute is that? Like, I love like a basic piece that has funky detailing like this. Like, this is an easy way, if you're somebody who wants to like kind of differentiate your wardrobe, this is an easy way to make it special without wearing something like very funky and different that might make you feel self-conscious. I just thought that was so cute. Lisa Todd, keep your eyes out for it. Let me know if you've ever found it before, because I had never heard of it before I saw those pieces. Next up, this is one that I think I might keep for myself. This is Donna Karan, New York. I think that this is 90s vintage. It's a linen blend, oversized white shirt, kind of login-looky style, right? So it's a little bit longer line and kind of like a subtle trapeze style, but it's got these little insets here on the side that give it this really gorgeous shape. I figure this is something that I would wear like as a swim cover-up. And it's a linen viscose blend. So if I do end up selling this, I'll probably see like 30 to 40 bucks. This is Donna Karan, not DKNY, so this is the higher end stuff. But fingers crossed this will fit me, because this is absolutely something that I purchased for myself. And I just think that it's really, really cool. But it's something that if I do end up selling it, you know, I can use log and look at. It's got a lot of those like interesting silhouette features, add in the linen aspect of it all. Should move in no time, but fingers crossed it doesn't move at all. Next up, speaking of retro style dresses, this is another brand you should keep your eyes out for. Now, I've only found one other piece from them and it sold so quickly. So this is a little halter style dress from Voodoo Vixen. And I mean, just the name alone sounds retro. So they make, again, those vintage retro style dresses. It's halter. It's got a little bit of piping here. The back I love. So the back ties. So this will actually hide a bra strap. And then it's got the zip up to about mid-back, and then it's midi length with a flare out in this black with red rose pattern. Voodoo Vixen, I don't know if Voodoo Vixen is as well known as the ModCloths and the unique vintages of the world, but like I said, I've had really good experience with it. Something like this, I'll probably see somewhere between 30 and 50 bucks. I cannot remember for the life of me what I sold the last piece that I had for, but if memory serves me right, it does tend to sell in that like higher side of bread and butter for those retro style pieces. So keep your eyes out for it. Again, check comps. If you find a piece while you're out sourcing, just make sure that it's going to fit in your profit margin. But I think it's a pretty safe brand to comfortably pay up for. And obviously something to pick up at the bins. Next up, as we talk about alternative clothing, this is another brand to keep your eyes out for. So this is from a brand called Horoscopes. And I feel like once you know the kind of stuff that Dolls Kill sells, you can usually spot it pretty quickly. The brand is called Horoscopes, and you can see it's sold on dollskill.com. Obviously, this is brand new with tags. It's got this funky, like astrology themed print to it. It's like a shiny, stretchy, shockingly compressive fabric. So this I think is meant to be worn like skin tight and snatched. I think the keywords for this one are going to be mostly in the pattern. So one of the keywords that I will use for this is kind of like a weird little thing, and anybody who's like Gen Z will know what I'm talking about. So anybody my age is going to look at that and say that looks like a tribal tattoo, often gotten as a tramp stamp during spring break in Daytona Beach in 2002. The new name that the kids are calling this is cyber sigilism. So I will use that keyword. The first time I heard it, I was very confused, but this is a new trend in tattoos for the Gen Z crowd these days. And by new trend, I mean like we did it first. You know what I'm saying? Not me, but my best friend did. And I will never let her live that down. So anyway, I'll probably see somewhere between like 30 and 45 bucks on this. I have to do a little bit more research on this brand and the specific look, but with festival season coming up right around the corner, this will probably fly out of my closet. And man, I hope nobody buys this for Coachella, because this would be miserable in the heat of the desert. Next up, this is one that I grabbed like as I was on my way to the checkout line, and I saw the silk, and of course I'm into silk, but this is Calypso St. Barth, which is a brand I will always be on the lookout for. Super, super expensive. And this is hand tie-dyed. This is not like a print. And the way you can tell that it's actually hand tie-dyed, I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the camera, but do you see the little holes right there in the white spots? That's where they threaded to gather this up to create this tie-dyed pattern. So this is not like a digital print in any way, shape, or form. This is hand dyed. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a size small, fully silk inside and out, and in fantastic condition. Like my first thought when I saw that was like, oh no, there was like a little hole from where the tag was attached. And then I realized that it's all the way through all this line. I'm like, oh my God, this was completely hand dyed. So not quite sure what I'll get for it. I'm gonna have to do a little research for this specific dress, but Calypso St. Barth, I mean, probably somewhere 50 to 75 bucks. It's in fantastic condition and a very like classic silhouette, right? It's got the short sleeves, which are actually split on the bottom for like even more airflow. It's got the banded waist, pockets in the side, and about knee length. So gorgeous. What a find. I'll tell you, I'm getting to the point where I can spot silk from like a mile away. And in the same vein, this is something that I found actually right next to this. I saw these pants and I'm like, oh my God, they look like suede. And they look almost like ultra suede. So like faux suede. But then I felt them and sure enough, they're regular suede. So they are flare leg, high waist, you know, no waistband, which is like a weird little trend I'm seeing popping up more in denim. So I'm not sure if that's going to matter so much in leather pants, but like a brown suede flare leg pant. I think that these are supposed to be ankle length as well. Gorgeous. The brand on this is Vakko, V-A-K-K-O, New York, and it's made in Turkey. Turkey has some of the most gorgeous leather and they're fully lined in this nice satin. Size 4, I'm not quite sure what I'll get for them. I mean, here you go. I got this at the same store as that 90s vintage top. These were $6.99 and that was $8.99. These are leather pants. I'm gonna make an assumption of where I typically get for leather pants and I'll say probably 40, 50 bucks, maybe a little bit more because of the timeliness. Like this really fits into a lot of the trends that are happening right now. And of course I will use like Boho and Stagecoach, which is like the country version of Coachella. It's held in the same place like a week after Coachella. If you are unfamiliar and you have things that are kind of Western or cowboy themed, make sure, especially as you're leading into spring, that you are using Stagecoach as a keyword. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. For sure, those will sell fast. Like leather pants, leather skirts are always, always, always a safe bet for me. Next up, a label we always love to see, and that is Reformation, this very, very cute textured white shirt. I love that this is a little bit asymmetrical. So this shoulder is going to sit a little bit higher. It's got a little ruching on the side. This is dead stock fabric. I like how they label that on their labels. It's one of the things that they do a lot is they use remnant fabrics. But this kind of reminds me of like the 80s, right? This kind of textured satin, but something like this, probably somewhere like 30 to 40 bucks. It is a small size, so this might move a little slower. It's interesting that ruching comes up halfway up the arm. So I'm gonna have to play around with that, see what that does. But again, somewhere probably 30 to 40 bucks. And I'll use bridal bachelorette because this is something that somebody could easily wear on like a bachelorette trip, you know, on a day when they're not wearing a dress. So very, very cute. And of course the label Reformation will move it of its own accord. Next up, we've got this cute little top. This is from Habitat, which is a great little boho brand. I've found and sold a couple pieces from them. They sell probably higher end of bread and butter, but I just thought this was so cute. It's this like oversized gauze buffalo check in this blue and white. It's this slightly cropped length and it's got a nice like godet in the back for a little bit of movement. The thing that I think I liked the most about this are these really interesting buttons. So they're just shell buttons, nothing too out of the ordinary, but I love the shape of them. They're like this rounded corner square, a little bit left of center. So it's size medium in great condition. I know some of you guys have said that you sell Habitat really well, and I have had the same experience. I'm probably gonna see somewhere like 28 to 35 on this. And again, with it being summer, with this being a nice like blousey top, I don't think that this will stay around for all that long. So cute. I am obsessed with these buttons though. Another great brand, you should all be keeping your eyes out for it, and that is Cut Loose. I love Cut Loose and I've found quite a few pieces from them. I have sold quite a few pieces from them. This textile is so interesting how it's done. Like it's like loosely smocked. You can kind of see the stitches going through there. So it's like a little bit like a very pulled out smocking. I don't know how else to describe this. I've never seen this before. But Cut Loose is based in the Bay Area. They make a lot of boho pieces. They do a lot of log and look pieces. And even like their regular t-shirts. I've sold their regular t-shirts for like 25, 30 bucks. It's pretty crazy what some of these go for. They're definitely pricey retail. This is interesting. It's 94% cotton, 4% linen. I would love to know the function of that 4% linen. But either way, something like this from Cut Loose, I'm not quite sure because this is so unusual. Like I feel like there's gonna be people who won't wear this just because of the wrinkle factor of it. Like there's people that don't like linen because of the wrinkle factor, and like to be a lover of linen, you really have to like lean into the rumple of it all, but somewhere 30, 35, somewhere right around that mix. But I will pick up Cut Loose anytime I see it, anytime. Next up, we've got the second of the Enza Costa shirts that I picked up, obviously. That is the label. And it's another very long line t-shirt. I like how long the arms are. Like this is definitely a look. It's definitely like an Enza Costa type look. Ultra soft cotton in this kind of dark green speckle pattern that like diffuses down towards the bottom. Again, somewhere probably in like the $30 range for this. Keep your eyes out for that label though, guys. I have sold some stuff from Enza Costa at like crazy prices, and they retail like crazy prices. Next up, oh, this is a funky one. So this is from Parsley and Sage, which I love. They do a lot of like art to wear type pieces, wearable art, and this is no exception. This is not a print, this is stitched. And then it's got these knit panels here on the sleeves, down the front here. It's a size extra large. Now this is something that I probably would not have paid full price for. A dress, probably. A shirt, probably not. But at half price, of course, I'm gonna grab this. I will probably see $30, $35 on this. It feels absolutely brand new. Ooh, I just noticed that cute little pocket down there. You know we love a little bonus pocket, right? But this does feel like it's in brand new condition. Like I would be very surprised if this has been worn at all. Like typically when this get washed, this is like an easy way to tell. See how it's got that little top stitched little strip of fabric over there? As soon as this starts to get washed and dried, that's really gonna start to curl over, and it's not gonna like look bad or anything. It's just like the nature of a raw edge on jersey. It just tells me that this has barely been worn. Maybe washed once or twice. So it's just starting to curl, but it's not like completely sealed over. Anyway, very, very cute. And another great little piece that I love, this is from Denim and Supply, which is a now defunct Ralph Lauren brand. Their style is a little bit more like rugged, kind of like motorcycle, a little bit more of that vibe to it. So it's just this little buffalo check pop over. This is like an ultra lightweight cotton. For a second there, I thought that it felt like it had silk in it because it's got a really interesting weave to it. And it gives it a really beautiful drape. It is a size large. I'll probably see, again, somewhere in that $30, $35 range for this. And Denim and Supply, while never being one of like the expensive Ralph Lauren brands, it is a brand that has a bit of a cult following. And anytime you have something like that that is no longer in business or they've discontinued the line, those pieces will retain their value and in some cases go up a little bit. The things that I've found that have sold the best from Denim and Supply are like men's like denim shirts. They have sold for great prices for me. So keep your eyes out for them. Again, it's just one of those brands that sells very, very reliably for me. Oh, next up, this is a label that I love to see in the bins, in the thrift, anywhere. And this is Proenza Scholler. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but we'll run with it. But love their pieces. They were pretty big in like the early to mid 2000s, and they're having a nice renaissance in fashion today. So it is a label that is really on like the tip of people's tongues, but it's this lightweight slub jersey. I'm pretty sure that this is Y2K vintage from them. This feels very much of that era, but this is a label you should absolutely keep your eyes out for. The last thing I sold from Proenza was this sample sweater that had some pulls in it. It was very unusual weave to it, and I think it sold for like $150. Now it was a pretty significant piece, and it was a sample that was never made, so it's a rare piece, so it might have gone to a collector, but something like this will probably see like 40, 50 bucks on it. This is in flawless condition. This is the thing that always gets me. It's 100% cotton, made in the USA, professional dry clean only. I guess it's because the textile is just, it's so thin, but exciting find. Next up, oh, this was an exciting one. So this is a little skirt from Free People. I actually dipped into the skirts and pants on this trip, which is not something that I usually do. And I need to do it more because I have found some of my best gems in pants in particular. But this is a little skirt from Free People, and it's midi length, it's leopard print. This is a neutral. I'll die on that hill. It's a size 8 and in fantastic condition. Leopard, of course, showing up and showing out at Fashion Week this past month. So I have no doubt that this will go pretty quickly. I'm gonna guess that I'll see somewhere in the vicinity of like 30 to 40 bucks on this, maybe a little bit more if it's a more in demand or more recent piece, but just going by what it is, like this is something that the brand isn't necessarily gonna carry it. It's like what it is, and the brand will be like a bonus. So this will sell quickly. I wish it was my size because it is so cute. Next up, a little sleepwear gem. This is from Eileen West. Now, I love Eileen West sleepwear. This stuff sells so fast for me. This is a brand you should keep your eyes out for. If you can find one of the more vintage pieces where they use the original name, which was Aileen West, even better. I've sold one of those pieces and I think it sold in like 2.5 hours after I listed it for like $80. But anything like this, any kind of traditional nightgown, and you're gonna wanna use that keyword, traditional nightgown, this will sell for like 30-35 bucks all day long, and it'll sell quickly. This is in like perfect condition. And speaking of the most adorable buttons you've ever seen in your entire life, what? Daisy shaped abalone buttons. Come on. Size XL, like I said, this feels brand new. Like a lot of times you'll get Eileen West sleepwear and it, it'll be worn, because unlike a statement shirt, a lot of people will have like 4 or 5 nightgowns and they will wear them and wash them just on repeat. So a lot of times when you find them in the thrift, they're really like well worn, which does not preclude them from selling, to be absolutely clear. But to find something in this good of a condition where the print is still like really bright and crisp and the fabric doesn't feel like wash worn down, that's a baby girl right there, Next up, I told you I got into the pants. Wait until you see some of the ones that I found. This is from Standard James Purse. I'm always going to pick up James Purse pieces. Cult following, really great elevated basics. This is a size 27 utility style pant. It's like a straight leg, definitely not skinny, but it's definitely not a wide leg. It's got those utility style pockets. Same on the back here. Is this linen blend? It's a cotton linen blend with a little bit of stretch. These will sell in no time flat. I've never had James Purse pants. I've probably sold 100 of the tops, 50 of the dresses, but never the pants. So I'm interested to see how well these go, but I know that they have a cult following, so I have no doubt that this will sell any differently than the tops or the dresses. So probably somewhere around 40 bucks, maybe 50, maybe somewhere a little bit higher, maybe somewhere a little bit lower. But again, this is a brand that I am happy to pay up for. And I mean, no doubt these retailed for like $300 or $400. James Purse is like wildly expensive. Next up, another little art to wear piece that I just had to grab. I don't know this designer at all. This is from Michael Liu collection, and it is absolutely adorable. I'm sure some of you guys will be familiar with this. This looks like a style that is kind of common for him. I'm assuming that this is a painting he did. This just reminds me of a lot of houses in LA, this kind of Spanish style house that I have just fallen in love with since I moved out here. It's this beautiful Ottoman rib. It's 100% cotton. It feels gorgeous. It looks like there is probably a little bit of a collector's market for pieces like this. This is a size small, and I'm pretty sure that they're hand dyed, and sold comps on these are around like 30-35 bucks. So if I had seen this at full price, I'm not sure if I would have picked it up. At the bins for sure. This is 100% something that I would have just like rolled the dice with at the bins, but this is a good opportunity to take a chance with it. Let me know if you've ever had experience with Michael Liu designs, but at like a bargain price, 100% I was taking a chance on this. And I hope that this moves fairly quickly, but anything art to wear, wearable art, anything like truly in that arena does tend to sell quite well for me. So we'll find out. Next up, we've got another pair of pants. This is from Rhone. And these are kind of similar to the Lululemon ABC pants. These are the like men's work style pants, the men's dress pants. Really nice condition. I want to say that these retail over $100. And they're that same concept. They're that like dress pant silhouette, but in like a tech fabric. So it's got a little bit more like movement to it. Now the ABC pants is known for the gusset. That's the like trademark thing. In the ABC pants, they have this big long diamond gusset that is supposed to like reduce pressure on the center seam. So these do not have it. So I'm interested to see if these have the cult following that the ABC pants do, but anything I've ever picked up from Rhone has sold in like a day or two. So I have no doubt that this will move pretty quickly, but a little bit more research is needed to be done on these pants in particular, because everything else I've ever found from Rhone have been like activewear. So TBD on these, maybe somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks. They are in fantastic condition, so we'll find out. Let me know if you have experience on them. Next up, I found two of these guys. This is from the same brand. I just thought that these were really pretty. This is from a brand called Yasuko. I'm not really familiar with them, but when I looked them up, I just loved the silhouette. This feels very like artsy. It feels very, kind of log and looky. And they're kind of like kimono style, right? So they're very like boxy cut with funky buttons on that one. And same deal, kind of boxy cut, funky buttons on this one. And it looks like this company uses like recycled textiles from something or another. So I have to do a little bit more research into it. I'm going to guess probably somewhere between 20 and 30 bucks on these, maybe a little bit more. I have to do a little bit more research, but these were definitely something that I picked up for the style of them. I just thought that they were very cool, and I thought that they would appeal to the artsy and log and looky crowd out there. And they are ultra lightweight crinkle cotton too, so like super breathable while still providing coverage. TBD on these, I'm not quite sure. Let me know if you're familiar. Another pair of pants here. Now these were a treat to find. So these are from Cool, and these are called their rider pants. And if you could feel these, you would know probably exactly what they were. And this is a pair of pants that is made to wear in and get this gorgeous kind of aged patina. So I feel like there's a lot of people that would run from a pair of pants that looks like this. They've got kind of like little speckles from wear. I don't know if these are coated. They feel like they're coated. Like they feel like they've been coated in like a Greenland wax. I think that's what it's called. But like the textile in and of itself is like really, really sturdy. But I know that the rider pants are made to kind of patinate in this way. They're the kind of things that people like to buy a little bit pre-broken in, so you miss like the really ultra stiff first couple days of them. Cool is very, very expensive. They're beautifully made if you have somebody in your life, or if you do a lot of like outdoor work, or you need something super rugged and maybe you want something a little different from like a Carhartt. Cool is a great brand to keep your eyes out for, and I'll probably see somewhere between 30 and 50 bucks on these, but it was definitely an exciting find. And these were one of the ones that were a little bit more expensive. They were $12.99 instead of $9 for pants, but at half off, keep me off of them, you know? Right, we're getting there, guys. Next up, this cute little dress from XCVI. I don't know if this is supposed to be pronounced like the number that the Roman numeral represents, which I do not know because I was not taught that in school. But I do love the brand, and their stuff sells for much more than you would think it would. This is like a little mini dress. It's just ruched. This might be a tunic. I'm not quite sure if it's a tunic or a dress, but super cute. It's got that like very classic mineral wash that they're known for. It's jersey. It's lightweight. I'll probably see 30, 35 bucks on this. XCVI is one of those brands that I know before I figured out that it was like a little bit of a bolo brand. I know I passed that up multiple times until I picked up a linen piece that looked log and look, and all of a sudden I figured out that it is a brand that people really love and sells very well. That's the fun thing about reselling, guys. We are constantly learning. Fashion is constantly shifting, so it is always new. There will never be a boring day as a reseller. That's for sure. Next up, we've got another pair of pants. I think I got like 5 pairs of pants at this one store. It was just like one after the other, pulling it off of the rack. And these are from Wild Fang, and they're size 16 from Wild Fang. So I know that these will fly. Wild Fang is just one of those small little brands that have a really dedicated buyer pool. These are just like a tailored pair of chinos, and they retail pretty high. These were probably over $100, and they're in fantastic condition. I'll probably see somewhere around like $40, $50 on these. They're shirts. They make these like short sleeve button down shirts in kind of wild prints. They generally sell between 30 and 40 bucks. Like, this is a great brand to keep your eyes out for, and definitely one you would miss if you weren't super familiar with the name. But I absolutely love them, and everything I've ever picked up from Wild Fang has sold so quick. Getting dangerous back here. Next up, another little piece. This is from a different brand under the XCVI umbrella, and that is Wearables. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't really know if one is a diffusion line or not, but this is a cute little linen dress, which I thought was so cute. So it's linen, and then it's got these little ribbed panels on the side, which will be great for movement. James Purse makes a shirt like this that is like a really lightweight cotton with these ribbed panels on the side, and they go down the arms a little bit, and it has an absolute cult following. I've sold probably 15 of those shirts, and they always sell like within a couple days for a much higher price than you anticipate something that feels that insignificant selling. So I'm interested to see how this one does. It's got little snap front, mini length, slightly dropped hem, and it's got these cute little like utility style pockets here in the front. Size small, and I'm gonna guess I'll see somewhere, 30 to 40 bucks on this as well. It's definitely a brand I like to pick up. It's definitely a brand I'm comfortable paying up for, but if your thrift store is jacking up the price on those a little bit, if you're seeing like $15 on that, definitely double check comps. Just make sure that that margin is there for you. Next up, this was a shirt that I picked up because it just felt so unusual. And it's this beautiful like tie-dye velvet. It's heavy. Like, I don't know if you can see the weight through the camera, but it definitely has some weight to it. And it's this like micro pleated velvet. You can kind of see how it like stretches a little bit. It's just got the coolest texture. And the brand on this is Find Me Now, which I had never heard of before. And this was something that I was just gonna pick up because I thought it was cool. Looks like it was sold at Anthropologie. So I'm interested to hear if any of you guys have ever had experience with it. But the thing that kind of like pushed me over the edge on this, that was gonna make me buy it, even if I didn't necessarily know that this was like a higher dollar item, is these buttons. Look at that, they're so unusual. They look like a very organic shape. These aren't like a stone, but they look like a little piece of shell that's encased in gold. I just thought this was so cool. It's a size large. I'm pretty sure that this is basically brand new without tags or maybe worn once or twice. Like literally the safety pin is still on the tag. But I'm gonna guess I'll probably see, again, somewhere in that $30 to $40 range for this. I just wish you guys could feel this because this is the most like unusual texture. And I love an interesting pleat moment. You guys know that I'm waiting to find my Issey Miyake Pleats Please piece. So this will have to do until that crosses my. Next up, this is a brand you need to be keeping your eyes out for. Now, athleisure, athletic wear has come down quite a bit in terms of resale pricing, with really the exception of Aloe. And this is a cute little tennis dress from Aloe, which I'm gonna pick up anytime I see it. Right now is the right time to be picking something up like this. They are still selling this dress. It's got a little racer back, classic polo front, size small. I can tell that this was washed with Tide right before donating. I can still smell it on the dress. And of course, that's the little logo you're looking for. I'll probably see like $35 to $45 on this, maybe even a little bit more, depending on the demand on these. But like Aloe is so expensive. And I mean, for the quality nerd in me, undeservedly expensive. Their pricing is outrageous for the quality of their pieces versus like Lululemon, which is very expensive, but the quality of those pieces like justifies that price. I mean, I've got 12-year-old leggings in there that I've been wearing once a week for 12 years and they still feel brand new. I doubt that I would ever have that same experience with anything from Aloe. As they say, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But if I've got $100 to spend on a pair of leggings, I'm going to Lululemon. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the world isn't very willing to spend $150 on a dress like this, or $45 on the secondhand market. Next up, guys, I'm telling you, the pants were given this week. And talk about a label I'm excited to see in the thrift store. Ahoy hoy, right? That's Isabel Marant. These are a pair of linen cigarette leg ankle length trousers made in Slovakia. I don't know how old these are. I'm gonna have to see if I can figure out how to date these. I think that this is an older label, so this might be like Y2K vintage, but we'll, of course I'll dig in a little bit more when I'm dealing with something at this stature. Yeah, it's a linen rayon blend. It's a size 42. They're in great condition. And on the resale market, I'll probably see somewhere around, $50 to $100 on these. It's an exciting label to see. I'm so interested to see how these do. Honestly, like the last thing I found from Isabel Marant was like 2 years ago, and it was a collab piece that they did with H&M. It was like just a little gray sweatshirt, and that sold for like 45 or 50 bucks. Next up, we've got another cute little dress from Free People. I can't believe the amount of Free People things that I bought from the thrift store. This is generally not something that I buy at the regular thrift, but when it's on half off, we're talking. It's this cute little like twill fit and flare dress. I just thought that this dress was so cute. It's like a little shirt dress. I love the pattern. I love this like yellow floral. It's a size 4. It's in great condition. And this dress in particular is reselling again in that like $30 to $45 range. It's Free People, so it's always gonna be really easy to find like the name of the dress. Oh yeah, it is linen blend. It's a linen tencel blend twill. It's got a gorgeous drape to it. But yeah, this is definitely reselling higher than most Free People pieces. So again, something I'd be happy to pay up for. But if I saw this at regular prices at the regular thrift store, it is something that I would do a sold comp search on, because some pieces from Free People sell for crazy prices. Some sell for like a reasonable price to pay up for, and some pieces will sell for $20, which at a regular thrift store price, you're not necessarily getting enough meat on the bone for your profits, which is why we're in business, right? Cute little dress, should sell fairly quickly. Again, very springy. Next up, oh, this was so exciting to see. I have never found one of these in the thrift, and I spotted it from a million miles away, and this is a 3J workshop from Johnny Was. This line from Johnny Was, this 3J workshop, that is the tag you're looking for there. They're kind of known for this style. This is very much like the 3J workshop style. So it always has like a little bit of a business shirt look with this heavy Johnny Was style embroidery down the front. I'm not quite sure what I'll get for this on the resale market. I'm gonna guess somewhere between $50 and $100. I've definitely seen a bunch of these in sold comps for like $15 to $19, and I'm assuming that this is either like something that's coming from a live show on Poshmark or something where people don't know what they're holding. This isn't necessarily a diffusion line, it's just like a subline that has a very distinct look to it. So like I said, somewhere between $50 and $100. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I wish it was my size, because 100% I would keep this. At least to wear once or twice, because I mean, I'm such a sucker for embroidery. Always a good day when you find Johnny Was anywhere sourcing. This is a little Rain Spooner popover. Love finding Rain Spooner. This is very well known. They make a lot of like Hawaiian shirts. This is a woman's popover. It's a size XL, and this is what they call their reverse print. So you can usually tell when the inside print looks a little bit more vibrant than the outside print. They're literally using the wrong side of the fabric, which I think is the technical term for it, but very crisp. This feels brand new. Like if I have to guess, this was never worn. And I mean, it still has the little like T-bar in here, so maybe it was never worn. It doesn't feel like it's got any like wear from a washing machine. Like this feels factory pressed. So it was either professionally pressed, dry cleaned, or never worn at all. And this is a limited issue, so I have to do a little bit more research. There is a lot of nuance to Rain Spooner, so at a minimum, I'll probably see about $30. If this is something that's like in demand and limited edition, it can go up significantly, but I will bank on about $30 on this, and it's a brand that I'm very comfortable paying up for when I see it. Especially if you can find some vintage pieces, they can go crazy prices. Just 5 pieces to go, and this is one that I will always pick up. This is from RTA. That's Road to Awe. They do these very like rock and roll style garments. Lots of really interesting jeans. I've found leather pants from RTA. I found quite a few pieces. They tend to have a very like distressed, again, that like rock and roll style look to them. I just thought this was so cool. It's like a dark plaid. It's linen. This is 100% linen. How often do you see a plaid like that in a linen? But this was probably a good $200-300 new. It's got that really relaxed feel to it. This feels very like garage to me. I love the little detail of that panel in the back for the shaping. I don't know how well you can see that. But then the hem is unfinished to give it a little bit more of that distressed look. I'll probably see like $50-60 on this. RTA stuff sells so well for me. And it's the kind of stuff and the kind of branding that you could easily miss. This is so subtle, you can barely see it if the light's not on it. It's black on black. So keep your eyes out for it. Like I said, they are always gonna be really unusual. Very rarely find like a basic from RTA. Like this is probably the most basic thing that I've ever found. And when you look at it, there is a lot of detail to it, but they have a real cult following, and I've sold pieces for incredible prices from them. So something I'm very happy to pay up for, and something that you should be very happy to pay up for. Just not like super jacked up prices. Just so that if you find something and it's really like up priced, just do a sold comp search. But again, this I think will sell in no time flat. I like that it has that kind of like darker look to it, but it's still linen. I think that that's a piece that's gonna sell well for summer. Oh my goodness. Next up, another label that we love to see in the thrifts, in the bins, anywhere, and that is Jenny Kane. Hello. I think this is the older tag, but this is such an unusual top. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Contents tag is kind of faded, but it's either 100% cotton or like a cotton silk blend. It's very, very fine. I don't know if you can tell, but it is sheer. You can kind of see my hand through there. And it's got this tuxedo style pleating down the front. I just thought this was so cute. Now this is Jenny Kane. This was probably like $200 or $300. On the resale market, I'll probably see somewhere again between 50 and 100. Again, it's just such a delight to find anytime you're out sourcing in the bins, in the thrift, anywhere. This is definitely a brand that I am very comfortable paying up for if you can ever get your hands on some of the sweaters. I think the first Jenny Kane piece I ever found was a cashmere sweater. I paid, I think, $22 for it at like a little boutique thrift store around here, and it sold in like 2 days for $250. So the sweaters are kind of the gold standard with Jenny Kane, but really anything from there, as long as the price is right, it's a slam dunk pickup. Like I said, I think that this is an older tag, but I don't think that matters. Quality is still there. You guys can't tell, but this is actually taller than me at this point, so I'm a little nervous that it's gonna fall over onto my matcha. Next up, this is the last pair of pants, I promise, but it's worth the wait because they are vintage Chloe. I believe that these might be from the Phoebe Philo era. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research about it, but that is definitely a late 90s, early Y2K tag. This is just a black 100% wool tailored pant, again in that silhouette that we're really seeing for fall. They've got a lower waist on them, no waistband, flawless condition. You know, 100% wool at this age, you almost like wait with bated breath to find the moth hole. And these are in absolutely flawless condition. They are a size 40. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research to see if I can find anything specific, dating this to a specific time or getting a name of this pair of pants. But I think I'll probably see somewhere between like $100 and $300 on these. And I have no doubt with them being like an ultra luxury, minimalist, on trend vintage piece, I have no doubt that these will sell super, super quickly. So, I mean, it goes without saying that you should be keeping your eyes out for Chloe. It goes without saying that you should be very, very comfortable paying up for it. Obviously, if you're finding vintage wool pieces, I mean, go over it with like a fine tooth comb to see if there's any damage to it. But hopefully these sell really well, and I think that these are gonna bring a great profit. I always like to say that I'm looking for the like pay for it all piece in any kind of haul. So like the one piece that'll cover the cost of everything that I spent, and this is the pay for it all piece. And then some. This would be like double what I paid. Just 2 more to go here, and this is a label I have never found, and I saw it and knew immediately what it was. This is from Rick Owens. Rick Owens is an interesting guy. Their stuff is very, very distinctive. It absolutely exists beyond trends. The people who are into Rick Owens are into Rick Owens, and like that's their vibe. Like they're not following trends whatsoever. This is from 2014, and I don't think it matters. I think that this is gonna sell for probably around $100, and I have no doubt that this will sell super quickly. It's super duper soft. It's just like a little t-shirt dress. This is very like classic Rick Owens style of the day. Really, I think he's still making pieces like this today. This is a really distinctive tag too. So if you're like flipping through bins and you're just kind of looking quickly for tags, look for those 2 vertical stripes. Anytime you see like a vertical tag like this that's all the way tacked down, you should probably pay attention. There are multiple brands that have tags like this that are all very high end. But yeah, this was like the first thing I spotted when I walked into the store, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good day. And it sure was. So excited to find a Rick Owens piece, finally. And then finally, this is a beautiful red sequin dress from Sailor. Sailor's another very expensive brand. They're sold, I wanna say, at Revolve. I think that this was like a $300 dress. Oh, it's maxi length, it's straight cut, it's got a slit here. I'm not gonna lie, I bought this for myself. I've got an event coming up that I need a dress for, and I saw this and I was very excited. Now that I have it home, the bust looks a little bit smaller than I remember it being in the store. So no harm, no foul. This will resell for about $100. With it not being an extra small and with it being red, which is, you know, again, gonna be the color of the season, I have no doubt that this will sell really, really quickly. So again, fingers crossed that it works for me. I'm kind of not hopeful now that I have it home and I'm looking at it. But again, my rule always when I'm buying stuff for myself is that if it doesn't fit me, I can sell it easily. And this will sell for a pretty penny. And I'm gonna be totally honest, even if I do get to wear this, I will take it to get dry cleaned and I will sell it after the fact. So I'm gonna sell this no matter what. It'll either like be listed in 2 weeks or in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? But that is it, guys. That is the incredible all thrift haul. I mean, I feel like I just hit the mother load. I feel like I just walked in, I found that Rick Owens dress, and it was just gangbusters for the rest of the day. Some really great, like higher end of bread and butter pieces, some really interesting art to wear pieces, some incredible design. I mean, Rick Owens, Chloe, Johnny Was, like you name it, this haul had it. Now, I spent all in $146 on this haul. Retail price on everything that I got is about $13,000. And in terms of resale value, I think I've got somewhere around $2,000 here. So I'd say all in all, it was a smashing day. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. All of that helps me out so much with YouTube. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.